And more objectives is to use pauses to enhance the message, to use vocal variety smoothly and naturally. Joshua is a proud year-long member of the New York Toastmasters Club. He moved to New York to be a singer and actor. In his speech, in this speech where he focuses on use of vocal variety, he will speak and sing of the journey from typical teenager struggling with an insecure voice to becoming a confident, trained singer, and how that helped him in life. Ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Edwards, high notes, Joshua Edwards.
Let's be honest. Who doesn't love to sing? When I was a teenager, I wanted to be a professional opera singer. But there was just one problem. I couldn't sing the high notes. And that's really the reason people go to see opera. In addition to watching the beautiful sets and the romantic score, they want to hear men and women sing high. Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests, this evening I'm going to talk about my journey of learning to sing and finding out that I could, in fact, sing high notes, but I needed 3 things. And it's very simple: training, technique, and passion. So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight, and I hope that I give you something that you can take away to apply to your own voice to help you in your speeches. Now, the easiest one of those is the technique. The very first thing you learn as a singer is that there are 5 pure Italian vowels, and they are A, E, I, O, U. And if you put them together, A, E, I, O, U. But there are a few things you have to think about while you're singing these vowels. Think about the A. You have a tall space in your mouth. Your chin is almost going down to your sternum. We call that in singing a tall, open ah. Ah, just say ah. Ah. Now, breathe in and say ah. Ah. Get the feeling of the tall vowel. But now we go from ah to e. Ah. The space kind of closes. And when we go from e, the space in our mouth gets even narrower. So now we're going from a tall open vowel to a very closed vowel. And then from E, O, now our lips are rounding. And then finally, O, we have a very pursed lip, rounded lips, closed U vowel. So that's the first thing that you learn when you take a voice lesson in college, is the 5 vowels. But of course there are 26 letters in the alphabet. So that means we have a wide variety of consonants that we have to deal with. Now, what do consonants actually do? If we were to sing Happy Birthday, for example, on just vowels, it would sound like this. A-er-a-oo, a-er-a-oo. We need the consonants to give shape to the sound so that we can recognize the words. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. There's really no difference between singing and speaking, except that we are paying attention to the mechanism, the shape of our mouth, the vowels, the breathing, and then inserting the consonants. Now, when you're trained to be a singer, you learn that you have to overdo the consonants. I was a music director several years ago of a community college production of The Wizard of Oz. And we had one young girl who was actually a high school student. She was dual enrolled in the community college. She really wanted to be in this production because she loved the movie. So we cast her in a lead role. She played Glinda. And if anyone here doesn't actually know the story of The Wizard of Oz, Glinda is the good witch that wears the big pink dress and floats around in the bubble. So I was working with Danielle, helping her to develop her voice. And she has this very simple little song that she sings the first time you meet the character. Come out, wherever you are, and meet the young lady who fell from a star. But Danielle was so timid she wouldn't open up and wouldn't give her voice. Now, she could sing on pitch, and she sounded decent, but it was a very shy, quiet, reserved voice. And so I was trying to help her bring that out, and I was trying to figure out a way, what can I help her connect with to get the voice out? The way we send the sound to the back of the room in a speech so that everyone can hear us. So, if anyone knows the movie Mr. Holland's Opus with Richard Dreyfuss, I had a similar moment where he's working with a student, he's a music teacher in high school, and he's working with a young girl playing the clarinet, and she keeps messing up this passage, and he says to her, "What do you love about yourself?" She says, "I love my hair." And he says, "Why?" She says, "Because it reminds me of the sunset." So he tells her to play the sunset. So then she picks up her instrument, continues to play, and when she gets to the part that she always screws up, she goes right through it beautifully. So I was working with Danielle, and I said to her, "What do you love?" She says, "I love riding horses." Her mom owned a horse ranch in Florida. So I said to her, "Sing the line like you're riding a horse." And what do you think happened? Come out, wherever you are, and meet the young lady who fell from a star." She opened up and just connected with the passion and let it go. And that was the lesson that I had to learn in college. In 4 years, studying undergraduate music, earning a degree in vocal performance, that I could, in fact, sing high notes. I just needed the technique, and I needed the training, and I needed to connect to the passion. My very first voice lesson, I said to my teacher, I said, "I'll never be able to sing a high C." If you don't know, a high C is a very high note. Pavarotti was famous for singing them. My voice teacher looked at me and said, "Give me 6 months." I thought, wow, he seems really sure that I'll be able to do this. But over the 4 years of developing the technique, getting the training, and connecting to the passion, the thing that I love to do, I found out that I could, in fact, go to the piano and sing one of my favorite songs from a Broadway musical with a famous high note. Let your mind start a journey through a strange new world. Leave all thoughts of the world you knew before. Let your soul take you where you long to be.
How about that? Who's gonna sing next?
More.
Okay, let's give Josh some feedback.